G'day everyone, Dan here. Welcome to North Queensland Barbecue and Brewing. Today I'm just going to do a quick video on how to produce this. And this is a sort of hazy pale ale I make, and it takes probably 5 days of fermentation, and I leave it in the keg for a week and it's drinkable. But literally you're kegging that, and you can keg it in about 4 or 5 days. And the reason I can do that is because of this, Kviek ale yeast. Now I use Lalabond Kviek ale yeast a lot, but this is what I'm able to get at the moment at the home brew shop here in Townsville, is the Mangrove Jacks. So there's brewing in the tropics is a funny thing. Yeah, if you don't have a fermentation fridge, then Kviek ale yeast is going to be your best friend. But the thing is with Kviek ale yeast is it throws off a lot of fruity esters, so it's only really good for your hazy pale ales and your pale ales that you want to have the fruity esters. I have, when I was in Canberra, fermented with this at about 25 degrees. But up here, because I can't, when I use the wort chiller, I can only get my wort down to about 30 degrees. And so I then have to put it in the fridge, bring it down to the fermentation temperature, and that takes time. Whereas with this, I can probably ferment a beer, like I said, in about 4 days. Now, this will actually reach attenuation in probably 24 to 48 hours. It's pretty quick, especially at 30 to 35 degrees. You've got to be careful. I blew up a fermenter using it. Literally, I went to the bowls club for a couple of beers, came back 5 hours later, and it had literally blown the fermenter. The spunning valve had actually got stuck, and there was something in there, and it wasn't releasing. And so it was a 2-year-old fermenter anyway, pressure fermenter, so it just had a weak spot and it went. But basically, the grain bill for this, and this is just a simple, quick beer, is I've got 4 kilos of pale malt. I put a couple of 100 grams of 200 grams of carapils, and I've got 500 grams of oats. I'd use flaked wheat, but I can't get that up here. Bugs and that get into it, and it goes off. So the only way I can get it is if I order a 25 kilo bag, which I'm not going to order 25 kilos of flaked wheat unless I've got a mate to brew with. But basically, I'll do that. Now, the hop schedule on this, what I do is I don't do a 60-minute boil addition at all. I used to put a bittering hop in, say 5-6 grams of Azaka for 60 minutes, but now I just cut that away. To get a real fruity flavour, what I'm doing, I've got 2 hops, Amarillo and Mosaic. And what I'll do there is I'll use 25 grams of each, and I'll do a 20-minute whirlpool. So I'll bring this to the boil, put the wort chiller in, do all that, boil it for probably half an hour, and then I'll sterilise everything, obviously, through the wort chiller. I'll bring it then to 80 degrees, and I'll turn the pump on through here, and I've got this whirlpool attachment, and I'll do a 20-minute 80-degree whirlpool addition of the hops. And you'll find you'll get a lot of bitterness. You'll still get perceived bitterness, but you're going to get a lot more fruity flavours out of that. And within 24 hours, then I'll keg it, obviously cool it down, keg it after that 20 minutes. It'll take 24 hours, literally, you'll probably be nearly finished fermenting. So what I'll do then is I'll add maybe however many dry hops. I'll usually go 50 grams of dry hops, once again 25 grams of each. But it's whatever hop combination you like. I really like this hop combination. But there's a lot of other hops you can throw in there. If you're going to use, these ones are sitting at 7.4 and 10.6% alpha acids. If you're going to use, say, Citra or one of the other high alpha acid hops, I would only add, say, 5 to 10 grams or 10 grams of Citra, and then I'd add 20 grams of each of these, because you're going to release a lot more bitterness, and Citra is a strong hop, so I'm trying to think, there's other hops as well, but yeah. That's what I'll do for this. So after 24 hours, then dry hop it, and literally 2 to 3 days, throw it in the fridge, cold crash it, and then keg it 24 hours later. And you'll be kegging the beer within 5 days. You can actually, if you didn't actually want to dry hop it, you could probably keg that in 3 days. But without the dry hops, you're obviously going to lose a lot of that flavour, and if you're a hop head like me, it works a treat. So yeah, that's just how juicy. This one here I brewed last week, and it was literally 4 or 5 days in the keg, 5 days in the keg, plus the cold crashing. And I kegged it, gave it 6-7 days. Obviously pressure. What am I thinking? Force pressurise it with carbon dioxide in the keg over 3 days. Turn the gas off. Left another 3 or 4. And I've got a really nice beer now. So anyway, that's my personal preference for beer. It's how I like to do it, and that's how you can ferment in the tropics in 4 or 5 days using Kviek ale yeast if you don't have a fermentation fridge. So anyway, just a quick video there on what a different beer I do. I've got another brew video that will be ready in about 2 weeks, which will be a farmhouse ale I did a couple of weeks ago, and then I've got some more of the cheeky Pete recipes I'm doing. And until next time, guys, take care.